Hello, sweet students. This is a video explaining the Academy Applications slideshow that was posted in Moodle and on the remote Week at a Glance. So this is just a little information to let you know about the Academy applications and to kind of go over the frequently asked questions so that you're fully understanding. Okay, so as you can see, the Academy applications open on Friday the 30th. So you will not see it yet. It won't show up until Friday. And where you will find it is if you click on this link here, it will take you to the website that has a button that says sign up for academies or something like that. Last year it was a big yellow button, so I'm assuming it's going to be similar. What you need to do: first, you need to make sure that you are ready to complete the application in one sitting. So you would click on the button and open it whenever you have that time. And then you enter your student ID number, and then everything else should pop up. You need to make sure that it's correct. And then it's also going to link to your ePortfolio, so you definitely need to make sure that those updates are complete. Okay? And that you have made sure that if you've not sent me your link before or didn't turn it in on the submission form, you need to make sure that you get that to me. Okay? Then it's also going to pull your schedule and grades, but you're not going to see that part, so don't even worry about it. And then you have to select an academy from the list. Okay? And then from there you will get a list of short answer questions to complete. I want to say that each of the answers needs to be about 100 words each, which is probably 4 or 5 sentences, so it's not terribly long. You can use a word counter in a Google Doc, which we'll talk about in a second. But 2 of the academies in specific, STEM and biomedical sciences, they have different questions because theirs are just, they reworded those a little bit. Okay, so let's see. The things you need to know about the process in specific. Can you apply for more than one academy at a time? The answer is no. You can only request one academy. If you are thinking of doing cosmetology, for example, you would actually right now, because they're revamping some things with that, you would need to apply for the Collegiate Academy. So it looks like Colgate a little bit, Colgate, but you would apply for the Collegiate Academy, and then they would move that over to cosmetology after they talk with you or anything like that. Or you can just wait and see how long it takes for them to get that up and running. But at the moment, it's not available. There's some kind of, like I said, they're revamping it. If you say you apply for the Biomedical Sciences Academy, and then you think, oh, but I also want to apply for the Business Academy or Culinary Arts or something like that, if you go back in and you apply for a second academy, it will only show that second academy. It will no longer show the original one that you applied for. So make sure that you apply for just the one that you're wanting. You can only apply for one at a time, okay? Or one for one, period. All right, so once you've applied, you should receive an email that confirms that they've received your application, okay? There is an example on the next slide, but make sure, see down here where I put it in red, watch for the email. If you do not receive your email, you need to make sure that you go in and either resubmit, because maybe it didn't go the first time, or you need to try to contact someone and say, hey, I applied on this date, I didn't get my thing. The deadline for applying is December 1st, so for sure you need to be watching for it. It's usually pretty fast after you submit that you receive that email. It's usually just a few minutes. So if you don't get it in that first few minutes, that's a problem. Also, your parents are going to get an email. If you're applying for an academy that is not across the street at Eaton, and you're planning on going to one of the other high schools, please make sure they know that first. Don't let them be surprised by the email. You've applied for this academy at such and such. That usually freaks them out a little bit, so make sure that your parents are aware and that everybody's on the same page. All right? Moving right along. Okay, so this is the example emails. You see this one is for parent guardian. For yours, it wouldn't say sample student, it would say hi, and then whatever your first and last name is. Okay, and it's going to tell you which of the academies that they show that you've applied to. Remember, the one you want is the only one that needs to be done. If you try to apply for more than one, it's only going to have the list for one of them. Okay? You'll be on the list for one. Now, these are the general questions that they have on the application itself. They went ahead and gave them to us early, which was nice. I'm going to strongly suggest that you have them on a Google document, that you have already answered these before you start the application, because then you can just copy and paste your answers. That's what I would do. Okay? Notice though, these 5 academies are all going to use these questions, and then this is STEM and biomedical sciences. Okay, so that's just some general information. I hope you really consider this is only if you want to apply for one of the academies. Of course, it is not required, so you don't have to do it. But if you are wanting to go to one of our academies, you have to do this process. Okay? Hope that helps.